Where were you born?
In a hospital.
Uh-oh. This is going to be tough, isn't it? There you go.
Where was the hospital?
It was in a city,
Which city?
Germantown.
Okay.
Germantown Hospital. And it was in North Philadelphia. Are you recording me? Okay.
How many siblings do you have? And did you have? What were your parents like?
Well, I had a brother who passed away a couple of years ago, and I have a sister. My sister is the oldest, and I'm in the middle, and my brother was the youngest. My sister lives in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and my brother lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I live here in Camp Hill. About my parents were married at was considered a late age. My father was in his late 30s, and so was my mother. When they had my sister was born in 1938, I was born in 1940, and my brother was born in 1941. My father passed away in 1942. So my brother was 1 year old, I was 2, and my sister was 4. So after that, we lived with an aunt and uncle in the suburbs of Philadelphia. And I was 17 let me step back. My mother raised us until we were 19, 17, and 16, and she passed away. That was 1957. So being under the age of 18, we went to live with an aunt and uncle, and they adopted us because we were still under the age of 18. And we lived with them, went to high school, and finished high school at Lower Merion, and worked for 2 years and went in the Marine Corps. Went in the Marine Corps, came out, and a year later, married my high school sweetheart, Mrs. Boylin, Sandy. What else would you like to know?
What is your first vivid memory?
First vivid memory?
Yeah.
When I was a child?
Yeah. It can be a feeling too.
We lived across the street from a recreation park called Waterview Park. I had a lot of fun growing up. I had a big community swimming pool. We played basketball. We played all sports. Baseball, football, tennis. And it was right across the street from where we lived.
Where did you grow up?
Up until the time I was 17, I grew up in Germantown, Philadelphia. After that, it was Merion, Pennsylvania, which is in Lower Merion Township in the Philadelphia area.
Was it different from here?
We grew up in a row home, meaning they had houses together for the whole block. Not much land, except we had across the street was the recreation center. They had fields there. So to compare it with Camp Hill has a lot more things here than I grew up with. And that's why, and one reason we never moved from the house we lived in, because we liked it so much, like the area.
What was school like, and what was your favorite subject?
School was pretty good. I went to an all-boys Catholic high school for 3 years. When my mother passed away, we went to a public school, and which was co-ed, which meaning they had boys and girls. So that was kind of different. And my favorite subject that I really enjoyed was history and geography.
Did you go to college, and where? What did you study?
I went to 1 semester of college at Villanova University, and I studied business. And after that, I went in the workforce and was a clerk at the Sun Oil Company, and then went into sales. That was back in 1963.
What did you do after college?
As I mentioned, I've only spent 1 semester at college. I didn't graduate from college. I was in the workforce.
When and how did you meet Mrs. B?
Mrs. B?
Mm-hmm.
I met Mrs. B in high school. We went to the same high school together. We really didn't date until I came home from the Marine Corps. Then we started dating again, and that's when we got married. So it was the high school where I met her. And we were married. We've just celebrated 55 years married.
What do you most remember about raising your son? Do you have a favorite memory?
A sacred memory or secret?
Favorite.
Oh, favorite memory. Well, remember most about raising Sean. He was our only child, and Sean was chosen by us because we never had children of our own, so we adopted Sean. And since we chose him, we were very, very happy. And the thing I remember most was that people coming up to us, not knowing Sean was adopted, and would make a comment like, "Oh, he looks like you, Mr. B," or "He looks like Mrs. B." And Sean grew up. He played, basically, he grew up in Camp Hill, right here in this house. And he was involved he loved basketball, was involved in basketball, played Little League, and went off to college after Camp Hill High School. He went to IUP, Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Can you share a life lesson that you feel is very valuable?
Share a life lesson. Let me think about that. I would probably say, it's an old statement, but live the life you love and love the life you live.
Do you have favorite travels or adventures?
Mrs. B and I have been very fortunate that we've traveled all over the world, and we love to travel to new countries to see new things, and we continue to travel as long as we have our health.
Did I miss anything?
I don't know. So you tell me. Anything else?
No.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, I have a little fellow that lives across the street. His name is Anderson, and he's one of my best buddies. That wasn't in there, though, was it?
No.
You want to play it back?